Crisco Kidd Block Party.
My next guest in our stay-at-home convo series. He is is the term programmer, because I've seen a couple of posts where it's kind of what you do is you reprogram people, from what I've gathered, into how to unlock the best each of us that we can be, it would seem like.
Right.
Mas Sajady, welcome to the show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I don't know what, sometimes, people have used me as a healer, energy, transformer, whatever you want to call it. Nowadays, I guess I'm stuck with, say, the programmer, because I reprogram people.
Right.
And then that might sound scary to some people. It's like, well, shit, he's reprogramming me. I have no control over that. But, if you think about it, you've been programmed right off the bat. Most of your, say, the way you view life is through your parents. The way you age, the way you get ill, the way your relationships work, everything is programmed. Your government programs you, TV programs you, the people of society programs you.
Right.
So it's like, I teach you to understand the programs that you're running, and then pull the garbage programs out of you, and you learn to operate or learn how to program yourself. So I reprogram you to be a programmer of your own life. So that's why, and it's just more matrixy that way, I guess, because people, because it is going into the matrix and like disconnecting people from the matrix, and like, well, how do you do that?
Right.
So,
well, and I love
exactly.
So a couple of my favorite movies are the Matrix series.
Yeah.
You always see people talk, well, you're going to take the blue pill, or you're going to take the red pill. And
Right.
These are decisions that we make at one point or another in all of our lives.
True. And just to clarify, the way I see it is like, are you taking the blue pill or the red pill? That actually instance happens to you like every moment of your life. Because
wow.
Any moment of your life, you can awaken, you can choose to awaken, you can just boom. Say you have a near-death experience like mine. I had 2 near-death experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I could have taken, say, one pill that would have taken me deeper into, say, the path of distortion, or like I chose to go, hell no, I'm going to really awaken and be my best possible self. So every second of your day
is the red or blue pill moment. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Is this situation going to awaken me or not? Whether it's an abuse pattern that you're still running, or an expansive pattern that you want to run, it doesn't matter. Every second you can awaken from that experience and then go forward and get out of where you are.
How would you start going through the reprogramming? I always like to kind of walk people through a process of what would or could happen anytime there's something that could be life-changing or altering, right?
Sure.
And I think it would even start with, what is XI? And how do other people, or how does this vary from other techniques that other people have tried to be the better them? You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah. So exponential intelligence, XI, it's a body of knowledge it's timeless. It's always been with us. It's your natural innate programming. So think of XI as, say, the physics of how this reality works, or how you render yourself in space-time.
Okay.
Because you're not really here, you're rendering, you're understanding space-time, and you're creating a version of yourself here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So XI, exponential intelligence, is about the physics on how you are your best possible version of you.
Okay.
So for example, say, if you understand the physics of gravity, or electromagnetism, or all the, say, physical physics properties or rules or constructs that, say, create this reality for you, that you abide by every day. The way you breathe, the way you interact with gravity, like I said, and everything else, the way you see your eyes, how that works, you're abiding by a law. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, of course.
This is just a higher version of that law, where you, the human form, gets integrated. So most people, basically, they go, well, for me to be successful, they create their own understanding or their own laws on success. But that doesn't rhyme with, say, the natural state of being abundant.
Okay.
So it pulls you away from that. So exponential intelligence is literally, to put it bluntly, it's the closest form of what nature uses to become abundant. So nature is always abundant. If you notice that, it overcomes, even now through COVID, it's really rebalanced itself.
See the earth replenishing itself, getting back to its state as what Mother Nature knows.
Right. That's your natural state to be. but what are the forces, again, in this case, human forces that pull that away? So it had to rebalance itself. So what XI does, or to just put it simply, when you go to nature, like raw nature, right? Do you notice that there's something that just consumes you, and like you're very present, you're very aware of
Right.
yourself? Okay, some people go, well, it's the air, or it's the trees. It's not. It's about nature becoming so present. It pushes and forces you to become so present. And then when you become so present, a higher, say, your bigger version of who you are, that grander version that everybody knows that lies deep inside them, like Yoda would call it the force within.
Right.
That version starts to, say, relax and starts to come out. And then this is where you go, oh, I can resolve my problems, or that's not me. And that's why nature feels so good, right? Because it pulls you into the present moment, which is the abundant moment, because even when you're in the present moment, you operate from your grander version.
Right.
With XI, I can render or recreate those frequencies of nature wherever you are. Actually, it's more potent than, say, the nature frequencies. And that's why you get like more immediate shifts.
I'm interested in that because again, like when we say we're walking people through how this happens, because I've seen your social media posts where, it's talk about we're scanning. So scanning people if it's their financial situation, or if it's health or personal life or success or career wise. When you say scanning, what exactly are you looking for? Or is it a feeling? Is it like in the Matrix on the movie where Neo and everything they're looking at is in green binary code going up and down, but the things that are woke or red-pilled or they're looking at appear in gold, or they're the things that are not part of the everyday matrix, but these are the unlocked people or the woke people becoming gold?
Yes, I see pretty much like that. And so I see your grander version of who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and then I see where you are, and then I see the possibilities that I could take you. So I can see your past and understand where you got to, or why you got to where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and then, say, remove those distortions. So you'll feel that by the time we're done with this interview, and even now, you'll just go, you'll just expand.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Again, I analyze you, scan you, like your blueprint on how, or basically your programming, because it's all coding. So I can't tell, like, say, like a psychic, your dog was named Fifi or whatever it is. I don't get the names because those are, I see patterns.
Right.
So I see the pattern. So the data inside, say, is not important to me. But if you run abuse patterns, or why you ran abuse patterns, like, for example, for you, your mom was a big factor in you, so it was all predicated about your mom. So that pattern, or women in general,
Mm-hmm.
or being that savior mechanism, so that pattern is in you. So again, you can still be a savior mechanism, but from a different perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you're running a savior mechanism from religious practices, which basically you have to destroy or give of yourself to ascend, which never works out, by the way. You have to ascend, which allows humanity to ascend. So again, individually or in a group wise, it doesn't matter. I can scan you or analyze you and see what's going on, say, delete those patterns, and then it creates a ripple effect in time, and then you just feel different. And then from there, since you're in a different position in space-time, remember I said there's opportunities that are available to you?
Right.
So since you're in a different, say, possibility state, there's more opportunities that are grander that I can, say, pull you into. So
it makes 100%, because one question, and I know I can't be the only human that asks these questions, is and especially more recently, it's interesting that you said save humanity, just because I've always thought of a couple of different things, but it's neither here. I mean, it probably is here or there, but anyway, but if there's something that is subconsciously, or something that's genetic, or something that's in the matrix that is just automatically blocked, then how do you remove that? Or how can you be the better you?
Like Tesla or Einstein said, you can't really resolve a problem being in the same state of consciousness.
Correct.
Right? Because all the tools that you see and all the references that you see are of the same consciousness. So, saving humanity, or, I don't know, fighting pollution, or whatever this world is going through, all the tools that they're using is of the same consciousness. So what XI does, or exponential intelligence, it pushes you to a higher level of understanding, and then you look down. Okay. And I kind of bring Tesla in because I mean, again, a brilliant individual, but what he would do, and this would relate to you, what he would do and many others is that, you see the brilliance out there, right? You see the grandness and the possibilities out there. And like for you, you would see those solutions. But say you bring that solution back here, that tool becomes destructive. That's what, say, Tesla was afraid of. Some of the inventions, it's like, shit, humanity's not ready for it because they would use it as a destructive tool, although it could be very beneficial, right? So you have to change, say, the state of consciousness in this reality, and that's what I've done, or say a group has done, is like it's pushed you. I call it high performance consciousness. It pushes you into another level of consciousness outside of human consciousness. And I know that's a big claim, that's a big statement, but I can prove it. But so when you're in that higher state of consciousness, you look at solutions, or you look at problems differently. One, you have an omnipotent point of view, so you're looking down and going, oh, that's the reason why it happened. Two, you have better tools. Three, you're more confident of, say, who you are, because you're not trying to define yourself in your problems, because most people want to get married, want to have more money, want to have whatever to define who they are. That's the only reason why they do that. They want a better version of who they are. They think all those things are going to get them. And then once they get them, it's like, shit, I didn't find myself.
Satisfied, right? Yeah.
They're not satisfied. And then they want more.
Right.
Well, it didn't work the first time, so why would you want more? Or, it's not going to work for you if you just get more money, for example. You're not going to get any better off. You literally have to push yourself into a higher consciousness, and that's what I do. And that's what's different than like psychology, motivation, visualization, or anything else that's out there, or anything else. Those, again, very nice or very kind gurus or top level, say, motivational speakers. Their content works, but in this consciousness, it doesn't work as efficiently as it could in another high level performance consciousness.
So are there things that all of us can do? Like if there's 3 steps, I'm just saying in general, I don't know if there's 3, there might be 10, I don't know. But are there other things that with being scanned or without being scanned, some of the things that anyone listening right now or watching right now that can do to really just unlock some of these things, whether how big or how small it is, but make a certain difference in their lives?
Totally. Yeah. And remember, I just do whatever that you need to, whatever needs to have done for you, just like faster. Because I'd be that like programmer or that geek goes, oh, this is the problem that's going on with you. Let's just delete it. So what you can do is very simple, is be mindful of spatial references. So I know it sounds strange at first, but it's all about spatial references and how precision you are in rendering yourself in space-time. And I know it sounds matrixy, so let me just put it to you simply, and you'll see such clarity for you, especially for those who are, say, depressed, anxious, and so on like that. So if you're sitting on a chair, for example, me, I'm sitting on this couch, I go, oh, the other chair in front of me is there, I'm over here. The doorway is there, I'm over here. So always use spatial references. It's like echolocation for fish, or geolocation, where they just like Google knows exactly where you are. So so you need that spatial reference as well. So when you start to analyze yourself, so this is different than being mindful. Okay, it's very different. Notice where your hands are. And I know that sounds weird. It's like, well, shit, I know my hands are like right here in front of me. You don't, because what most people do is like they see themselves, and this is one key, they see themselves, they notice, say, their hand. And it sounds like obvious. No, you notice your hand, you notice your body. So it's the reverse. You notice the chair, you notice your body. Does that make sense? Most people will go, they'll notice the chair, and then they lose themselves in, say, the location of the chair. So, and this works way better, especially, again, like I said, if you're depressed, anxious, even suicidal, than drugs, than psychology, than NLP. And again, it sounds weird, it sounds wacko, but give it a try, even for like 5-10 minutes. You'll see it's like, whoa, I feel so centered, because you're rendering yourself here in space-time in one reality. That makes sense?
Totally. So all your social media, though, if they want to become one of your followers, they want more information, or they'd like to maybe get a session with you, because I know you do your Instagram lives, but if they want a little personal one-on-one, where can they go?
Yeah, they can go to Mas Sajady, MASSAJADY.com. And there's a ton of free stuff on there. And then like Moss's Medi-Healing Sundays, that's free for you as well. But then that personal stuff, yeah, you can schedule a session and I can like read you. You can, I can read you and just, some people, you know, they have like decades of going to therapy and stuff. I could usually clean you up in about 1 or 2 sessions. Wow. And I'm not just saying that. It's happened.
It's done. He's got the testimonials to back it. This is and that's what I'm saying. I want them to
go to the website, guys.
I want them to look at our YouTube and watch the video and just see how the unlocking or the scanning and everything can go from there. So Mas Sajady, thank you so much. The Crisco Kidd Block Party.
Thank you.